Today, that basic agreement of what constitutes work is breaking apart. Throughout the 20th century, economists assumed the trajectory of automation was predictable. The consensus was that machines would take over repetitive, blue-collar labor on the factory floor long before they touched anything else. The reality reversed that expectation. Modern artificial intelligence is skipping the assembly line and directly targeting the highly educated white-collar mind. Abstract thought, analysis, and problem-solving are no longer uniquely human traits. The modern knowledge worker is entirely vulnerable to software that can think, write, and analyze faster than they can. The technical threshold for this capability is called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. By strict definition, this is a system that achieves human-level cognitive ability across all economically valuable tasks. This visualization illustrates capability forecasts from Ajay Kotra and the Metaculus community. Projections show a steep acceleration, clustering toward a 2040s convergence. Experts assign a 50% probability that human-level AGI will arrive between 2040 and 2050. We can track the progress along the way. Current models are already writing code, diagnosing patients, and generating art at a pace that has consistently outstripped previous estimates. Leaders within the AI industry are aggressively pushing these timelines inward, competing to reach AGI as quickly as possible. But an algorithm on a server cannot lift a patient out of a hospital bed, and it cannot pour concrete for a new house. Because these physical tasks remain untouched by software, people mistakenly assume the physical world is safe from automation. The physical world acts as the final barrier. The necessity of complex, adaptable human movement has protected manual labor from the software eating the white-collar world. But a parallel crisis is forcing the issue. Global populations are rapidly declining, creating acute labor shortages in major manufacturing hubs like China. With fewer people available to work the assembly lines, manufacturers are pouring massive capital investments into engineering general-purpose humanoid robots to fill the empty roles. The push for physical robotics is an urgent economic requirement to sustain productivity in nations that are simply running out of human workers. The solution is to take the cognitive capabilities of large language models and insert them directly into these machines, giving robotic bodies the ability to reason and interact with the physical world. Global manufacturers are scaling up their research, producing an immense diversity of physical models designed for different tasks. Forecasts predict the unit cost of a humanoid robot will drop to between $13,000 and $17,000 by the early 2030s. Once this crosses below the average human wage, robotic labor becomes a mathematical necessity to cut costs. Projections suggest that up to 3 billion humanoid robots could be integrated into the workforce and broader human society by the year 2060. When AGI fully merges with affordable robotic hardware in the 2040s, unaided machines will be able to execute virtually every physical and cognitive task better and cheaper than humans. The last job on Earth will vanish. We are left with an economy that has removed human constraints from production, but suffers from a massive void in human participation. A population that has nothing to sell to the labor market still needs to buy what the machines produce. Universal basic income becomes a necessary economic stabilizer to keep the system running. The 2017 Finnish UBI experiment data shows unconditional cash payments successfully lowered stress and improved economic security for recipients. However, labor participation metrics remained relatively flat across both groups. The experiment demonstrated that cash alone does not create a drive for action. Universal basic income solves the mathematical equation of keeping populations alive in fully automated economies, but it offers no solution for the human need for purpose. Labor provides the structure of a human life, our daily routines, our societal status, our local communities, and a sense of direction. Historians and thinkers like Yuval Noah Harari warn that completely severing humanity from labor removes those foundational pillars. Over the next 20 years, we are moving into a transition that will challenge the core of human psychology. We have less than 2 decades to build a new source of identity and determine what human dignity looks like when we are no longer required to work.